Hello NCAC sports fans and welcome back to another episode of The Rundown. On this week's show we'll highlight last Saturday's top 15 matchup on the men's lacrosse field between Denison and Ohio Wesleyan, and also preview the upcoming 2016 NCAC Golf Championship Series. We open this week's show by heading down to Granville, Ohio, where the annual men's lacrosse rivalry between number 13 Ohio Wesleyan and number 5 Denison came to a head on Saturday afternoon. The first half of action proved to be a defensive struggle for both teams, as the Big Red tallied one goal in the first quarter and OU found the back of the net twice in the second quarter to take a narrow 2-1 lead into halftime. The Bishops then extended their lead to 3-1 in the opening minutes of the third quarter on a goal from Marcus Dietz, but the Big Red exploded for 5 of the game's next 6 goals from 5 different players to take a 6-4 lead into the final frame. Denison senior James Meager tallied his second goal of the game early in the fourth quarter, and OU added another goal midway through the period, but it wasn't enough as the Big Red escaped with a narrow 7-5 victory over the Bishops. Denison senior goalie Chris Thomas was rewarded for his efforts in the low-scoring affair as he was named the NCAC Men's Lacrosse Player of the Week after finishing the game with 12 saves on 17 OU shot attempts. And as we enter the final week of the NCAC Men's Lacrosse regular season, Denison controls its own destiny for its 16th league title. The Big Red will entertain Kenyon on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. before closing out the season at Wabash on Saturday at 2 p.m. And the seeds and pairings for the 2016 NCAC Men's Lacrosse Tournament will be announced on Saturday following the completion of all league games. We'll now turn our attention to the links and preview the 2016 NCAC Golf Championship Series that is set to open this weekend with the first of 36 holes of action. In men's golf, Wittenberg emerged as the favorite to capture its 7th straight league title based on pre-championship balloting from 8 of the 9 league coaches. The Tigers collected 7 first-place votes to top the poll with 71 total points. Kenyon earned the final first-place vote and finished second in the poll with 62 points, followed by Allegheny in third with 54, DePaul in fourth with 50, Denison in fifth with 36, Worcester in sixth with 33, Ohio Wesleyan in seventh with 30, Hiram in eighth with 13, and Wabash in ninth with 11 total points. And on the women's side, Wittenberg has been tabbed to repeat as conference champions after 6 of the 7 league coaches submitted their pre-championship ballots. The Tigers were the unanimous pick for the top spot in the poll after earning all available 6 first-place votes for 42 total points. DePaul, which won 3 straight NCAC titles from 2012 to 2014, finished second in the poll with 36 points, followed by Worcester in third with 28, Denison in fourth with 25, Allegheny in fifth with 16, Ohio Wesleyan in sixth with 15, and Hiram in seventh with 6 points. The first event of the 2016 NCAC Golf Championship Series will be contested this weekend, April 23rd and 24th, at Boulder Creek Golf Club in Streetsboro, Ohio, while the second event will be held the following weekend, April 30th and May 1st, at Worcester Country Club in Worcester, Ohio. The event is treated as a 72-hole championship with individual and team scores carrying over from Event 1 into Event 2, where both team and individual NCAC champions will be decided on May 1st in Worcester, Ohio. And as always, NCAC sports fans, for up-to-date news, stats, and standings from around the North Coast Athletic Conference, you can visit our website at www.northcoast.org. Also be sure to follow us on Twitter at NCAC, as well as like us on Facebook. Well, that puts a wrap on this week's show, but be sure to join us again next week for another edition of The Rundown.